I really do feel sorry for some Tacoma and Tundra owners right now.
Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. You know, I really do feel sorry for some Tacoma and Tundra owners right now, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. First of all, there is an ongoing recall or recall notification. I guess word that there's going to be a recall right now on some Toyota Tacoma and Tundras. Now, this recall is for the low pressure fuel pump located in the fuel tank. Toyota says that if you have this problem, and again, it doesn't affect everyone, but if you have this problem, the fuel pump can fail and it can actually, the truck can stall while driving. Now, that could cause a crash, they say, and obviously it could, right? I mean, if you're driving down the freeway and all of a sudden your truck stalls, quits running, and you're in the middle of a pass or maybe trying to get out of the way of somebody or maybe even merge over and the truck stalls, you're going to have a problem. I mean, you're going to lose power steering, you're going to lose power brakes, not to mention just freaking out when the truck quits running. So obviously, it could cause a problem. So, what's going on with this? Well, they say that back between February and May of this year, 2020, they sent out an interim notification letting people know that they could have this problem and that there would be a fix or a replacement part coming. No date yet, but it will be coming, and they will actually replace the fuel pump once they have the remedy, right? Now, this affects, again, 2018 through 2019 Tacomas and Tundras, as well as a wide range of other vehicles. I'll leave the notification number down below if you want to look it up and see if maybe you're affected. Of course, the best way to find out on any possible recall is to go out to the net, plug in your VIN number, and see if it applies to you. So, what are they doing in the meantime? And why do I feel sorry for certain or some Tacoma and Tundra owners? Well, there are people who are experiencing this problem, right? They've taken their trucks into the dealership. The dealership has diagnosed that indeed they do have or potentially have the problem. Now, you can imagine, since they don't have a remedy yet, what are they going to do? Well, they can't very well say, well, you do have the problem, here's your keys, good luck, and we'll let you know when we're going to fix it, right? I mean, can you imagine the liability for the dealership or for Toyota as a whole if that happened and the person jumped back in their Tacoma or Tundra, took off on the freeway, their fuel pump failed, and they were in a massive crash? I mean, you could only imagine, right, what would happen. So they're not doing that. A few people actually, have told me that they're in this situation. And this is why I feel sorry for some Tacoma and Tundra owners. They're in that situation, they've taken their truck in, they've been diagnosed with the problem, and Toyota is holding the truck. In other words, they've said, we don't have the parts, they're coming, we don't know when, but we're going to keep your truck until we do. Now keep in mind, you do have a choice here, right? I mean, you do own the truck. You don't have to leave it there. I mean, they can't make you leave it there. But knowing what could happen, I guess why wouldn't you? So anyway, I've had a few people tell me that they've done that. They've left the truck there. And it's been, I think the longest time period so far was about pushing 2 months now that their dealership has had their truck. I mean, what a drag, right? It's crazy. And as far as I know, there still is no remedy, no parts available to fix this. So, they've left their truck there, and I will say Toyota has given them a loaner, right? Or a free rental car, something they didn't have to pay for. Now, I see a couple of problems with that. Number one, if you're making the car payment for that vehicle, you've just paid 2 car payments for a vehicle you can't drive. That's no good. And secondly, you're paying insurance on that vehicle, right? I mean, it's sitting at the dealership, which it should be covered under their insurance if anything happens. But you're still paying insurance so that you could drive. Now, I know it's going to cover you while you're driving a different vehicle, but still, the rate might have been different on that vehicle. If they give you, like they typically do, a Corolla or a Camry, It's probably less to insure that what you're paying for that you can't drive. But that's neither here nor there. A lot of people don't have a problem with that, and I guess it's kind of minor because you would have to pay insurance anyway. But the payment part, yeah, I don't agree with that. And there's nothing you can do about it because your commitment is with a lender, not really with Toyota or the dealership. So it's not like they can check a box and delay your payment for a while. So something else to keep in mind. Now, the other problem I see with this is what happens if you depend on that truck for work? You know, maybe you're in the construction business, or maybe you have a landscaping business, or anything that you might need a truck for. You know, typically, at least every time I've gotten a loaner from any dealership, they don't give you the same vehicle. It's not like they go out to the lot, pull a new one off, hand you the keys and say, you can drive this. So that's probably not what's happening. You're going to get some passenger car probably, or at least it's not going to be a truck, unless you have a really good dealer that's really willing to help you out if you're in a situation where you need your Tacoma or Tundra to earn a living. You're going to get something else. So now you have to deal with that. Not only is your truck sitting at the dealership, but you can't use it to earn a living. Not a good situation. Now, there are, as I said, 1.8 million vehicles affected across the spectrum, more than just the Toyota Tacoma and the Tundra. So it could involve many different aspects of people's lives, right? Depending on what they do for a living and all that kind of stuff. So the other issue that I think about this, and it's happened to me, is the risk that's involved when you leave your vehicle at the dealership, right? I had a 3-week-old Honda a couple, 3-4 years ago that I took in because it had some electrical gremlin. And the guy that was driving it into the shop actually hit the overhead door and put a big dent in the front of it. So now, for something that was totally unrelated, I got to mess with that and have my brand new car taken into the shop to have body work done. For no reason, just because of mishandling or improper care of the dealership. Now that's something else that you may have to deal with. Hopefully not. I did hear, and this is a horror story, man. Somebody had taken their truck in. I forget what it was for. I think it was some kind of warranty work or something. And they took the truck in. I think it was a Tacoma or a Tundra. And it was kept at the shop. They had to keep it overnight or for a few days or whatever it was. And I think that was to diagnose it, actually. So they left the truck there and it was stolen. What a horror story. Could you imagine taking your truck in to have something done with it? And let's say you've got a modified truck, you know, like I do up there, right? So you've put more money into it, blood, sweat, and tears, and somebody steals it. You know, hopefully the insurance at the car dealership will cover that. Yours would, I'm sure, if theirs wouldn't, or the two of them can duke it out. But what about all the extra stuff you've put on it? You know, they're only going to value that truck at whatever it is based upon stock. They're not going to give you money unless you really fight and can prove pictures, receipts, I don't know, sworn testimony, that you did extra work and had more mods and things installed on that to try to recoup some of that money. Chances are you're probably not going to get it. You're going to be out, and the only reason you're even going to have to deal with it is because it was stolen while you took it in for warranty work at the dealership. So it's a drag. I can only imagine, and I really do feel sorry for Tacoma and Tundra owners that are having to deal with this and have to take this thing in and potentially leave it sit there for a month or even 2, and there isn't even a remedy yet. I don't know. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know. Have you been involved in this situation? I mean, there's 1.8 million vehicles out there. I've heard from a few people, and I know there have to be more. But let me know. How did yours go, and what did they do? Also, real quick, if you haven't before and you're interested, check out my other channel. It is RobMotive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator back here. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.